Hi, hello, good evening to everybody. This is Andy from ACLLC. Today is December 18, 2025, and we're going to be talking about part 3 of narcissism. Today we're going to be talking about the problems and the solutions. Let's start with the effects of narcissism to the victims. We have number 1, we have anxiety or depression. Number 2, post-traumatic stress. Number 3, loss of sense of self and self-worth. Number 4, inability to forgive yourself. Number 5, physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, or body aches. Difficulty sleeping, nightmares. Number 6, cognitive problems like difficulty concentrating and focusing, mostly short-term memory loss. Number 7, emotional lability. It will cause mood swings, irritability, depersonalization. Number 8, the effects on children who witness the abuse could be PTSD, anxiety disorders, or depression. Number 9, loss of self-worth. 10, stuck in a cycle. The abuser is continually contacting or hovering even after the relationship ended. Number 11, trust issues. Number 12, people pleasing. Number 13, self-destructive habits, such as punishing yourself or feeling at fault for the narcissist's bad behavior towards them. And then, to numb emotional pains, you turn to addiction, drinking, smoking, food, or overspending, etc. And number 14, the victim may have lost friends and family members along the way due to self-isolation caused by the narcissist. So there's a lot of problems here. So we're gonna take care of finding solutions. We're gonna do the solutions in different stages. And we'll start with prevention. Of course, prevention is better than cure. So the prevention is how to prevent being a victim. Number 1 is being self-aware. Know if you are a target and learn more about it if you are, such as everyone can be a target. There is nobody excused. But the high probability is for people who are highly empathic, sensitive, and compassionate. So empaths, you are in danger because you're the victim. You're gonna be the victim of the narcissist. But you can do lots of things. Believe me, you can. I have a lot of experience about this, and I'm an example of I've learned a lot, and I've been good with avoiding people who are narcissistic. And even if I'm with them, they're never able to victimize me. So, first of all, don't think that because you are smart, you're educated, you're rich, you're strong, that a narcissist cannot touch you. Believe me, you still can be a victim. But remember that the number 1 victims are the empaths. And the reasons for that is that empaths, the traits of empaths are intuitive, have high emotional intelligence, which makes them very attuned to the emotions of others. Number 2, they are good listener and often give their attention for long periods of time. Number 3, they have deep need for emotional connection with others, and they suffer when isolated. This need can sometimes be stronger than reason and common sense. And usually, make their boundaries weak. Number 4, empaths have more difficulty than others in keeping up with the daily life and would seek out a higher power for support, which can make them more easily influenced than others. Number 5, their emotional buttons are easier to push than those of non-empaths. So this means even the simple attack can shake them up. When someone else shows intense emotion of sadness or anger, they feel bombarded and their anxiety increases. Okay. Based on MBTI, the empaths are ENFP, ENFJ, INFJ, and INFP. Again, under the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator or MBTI, ENFP, ENFJ, INFJ, and INFP are natural empaths. So you guys are the number one victims. However, you will know what to do. I have a bonus for INFJ. I'm actually an INFJ, so I was able to get more information. So there are 3 reasons why INFJ are the favorite targets of narcissists, aside from the others that I've mentioned. INFJ seek the ultimate relationship. So they are ideal romance, and a narcissist love bombing initially looks like everything they've even dream of. INFJ are highly perfectionist and idealistic. They do not settle for just anyone but someone who fulfills them emotionally, sexually, spiritually, and intellectually. Unfortunately, their high standards can become their downfall when it comes to meeting a highly manipulative predator. You know that narcissists are masters of love bombing and mirroring deepest needs and desires down to every detail. This is how they got me in the beginning. They're also very good with exceeding in creating alluring false persona based on what they think one wants for a partner. At the onset, they are talented wordsmiths, swoon-inducing smooth talkers, and faux poet who declare their so-called everlasting devotion, then fast-forwarding one into a fantasy relationship. So that's one of my weaknesses in the beginning, but only in the beginning. Later on, I kind of open up, this is too fast. But anyway, these people, they love to talk, they say nice things about you in the beginning, they write you long letters, they write you poetry, everything, blah, blah. Anyway, number 2, INFJ have a tendency to want to fix others. We are very helpful. People may not believe that we really care about other people, but it's true. So anyway, INFJs are bright light that often attracts the darkness of the narcissist. Manipulators don't usually target those without empathy, talents, or resources. Well, if you're generous like me, but I've learned. I'm not generous anymore to everybody. Narcissists exploit people with strength that they can use for their own advantage. They feed upon those who are willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I do this a lot before. And who are willing to see the perspective, however toxic it may be. INFJ are notorious for their warmth and love for helping others, even to the point of trying to fix them. They are highly visible in their generosity and concern for others. Sometimes a narcissist would pretend to be broken, so you feel bad for them and you want to help them. But anyway, please don't be. Especially in the beginning, don't be. Number 3, INFJ needs harmony in the relationship to thrive. So an INFJ's intuition is sharp and discerning, but their sensitivity can and will be used against them eventually by the narcissist. So be careful, INFJ. Be careful. Anyway, let's go to the next topic. How to repel a narcissist. First, you need to know one. So knowing one or spotting one is like defining one. You have to watch or rewatch the 3 T's or the narcissistic types, traits, and tactics that I have uploaded before. That will really help. So early on, and then also watch or rewatch how not to be a narcissist. That will really help a lot too. So let's go to next topic. Early on, how to spot a narcissist early on, or even on the first date. Number 1. This may be familiar because you would, if you read my previous, narcissistic part 1 and part 2, this will be familiar for you. But this, you really need to hear about this. Number 1, have they been love bombing you? And I've already had a lot of example about this. Number 2, pay attention to conversations. Do they have inflated sense of importance? Do they tend to revolve around their interests only? Are they sounding or looking like they're not interested when you're the one talking about your good things about you? Do they focus more on material things like nice cars and nice shoes about them? How do they treat others? Are they critical, indifferent, or rude to people they think are below them? Do they complain a lot or get angry at the waiter for small things? Do they enjoy making the waiter feel uncomfortable? Number 4, do they have excessive need for attention and validation? Concerned with appearance, constantly looking around to see who's looking at them, you know. Number 5, do they never get vulnerable? They focus only on their achievements and success, avoids personal questions, focus on getting you vulnerable instead. They're pretty good with that. An example is, this was a ding 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 for me because I went to somebody that died that I know very much, that and this narcissist doesn't want to go, but he would go after, but not in the funeral. Anyway, because they don't want to be vulnerable, or they don't care, they don't have empathy. Number 6, have you caught them in a lie? This is another ding 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 because this happens all the time. But in the beginning, you won't even think that it's for real. You always think it's true. For example, maybe they will say they have no contact with their ex anymore, but then their phone rings and they pick up. And it's actually their ex calling. Number 7, do you like them less as the night goes on a date? They tend to make great first impression due to their perceived self-confidence, but this impression tends to decline over time due to lack of true connection and depth. Number 8, do they act and talk like they're always right, entitled, lack boundaries, lack empathy? Just to let you know that some of the above I mentioned may not be noticed so soon, but most of the above you can notice early on or even before starting a relationship. Now, let's go to the next topic. That would be how to avoid toxic, non-narcissistic people or narcissistic dates. This is when you already experienced this person, not beyond the first time or the few days. How to avoid toxic or narcissistic dates. Number 1, reserve your empathy, nurturing, and emotional responsiveness for people who reciprocate and have proven themselves to be emotionally safe. Again, reserve your empathy, nurturing, and emotional responsiveness for people who reciprocate and have proven themselves to be emotionally safe. 50-50 or 80-20, but then next time they are the 80 and you're the 20. Number 2, prioritize yourself first. Do not fall for love bombing, which is just a false sense of intimacy, which can be alluring, especially early on. Don't fall for this in the beginning. Definitely love yourself first. Love yourself first. Number 3, create financial independence and success and use them wisely. So when you use them wisely, you use your abundance to take care of yourself and not predators. You will always have the ability to control your own future if you do this. This is power, and the pathologically envious narcissists are often turned off by it because it means they cannot easily control a victim. So remember that. That's really, really big. If you don't depend on others and you can take care of yourself and you don't depend on them, they won't be able to control you. I mean, easily control you. Number 4, demonstrate boundaries and your capacity to leave a toxic situation early on. Other tips, instead of sharing too much details of your usual topics or the mundane or worse, personal stories that they can use against you, you would rather talk about things that will demonstrate your core beliefs, values, experiences that convey a strong sense of self and boundaries. And with your morals, stick with it. This will also turn off big time a narcissist because they know they cannot fool you. Number 5, have a fulfilling life and healthy self-image outside of being in a relationship. You are not needing any validation nor chasing toxic people just to be with someone. Sometimes you would rather be alone, but have peace and space for growth than have a companion only to be miserable and stagnant. This reminds me of the saying, better be alone than to have a bad companion. Number 8. This is how to handle a narcissist and heal from narcissistic abuse. This is more deeper. This is when you know the narcissist longer. Number 1, practice self-care. Love yourself. Going back to that, make sure you are getting enough time for relaxation, enough sleep, eating healthy, and doing activities that you enjoy. If this person is always interrupting you to have all this nice sleep, eating healthy, and doing activities that you enjoy, you should know that this person, is no good for you. Number 2, recognize and accept your feelings. Your feelings are valid. Do not suppress them nor judge yourself for having them. Number 3, be a better mirror to yourself. Don't believe on the fun house mirror. You know, the distorted mirror, don't believe on it. Don't listen to comments that are not accurate. Don't just believe other people because they're rich or popular or whatever. Believe in the truth. This applies to both positive and negative comments too, see? Both, even the positive comments. Because sometimes the positive comments are not really true, then don't listen to it. Know who you are, know your truth, and be comfortable with it. Very important. Be comfortable, even your negative points, even your imperfectness. Be comfortable with it. Don't be. Number 4, communicate openly and honestly. Speak up for yourself, watch your wording, and try to make comments in careful, positive ways. Number 5, do not fight or argue with a narcissist. Do not hand your power or put your energy rather on knowing yourself more and educating yourself about narcissism. Understanding more about the psychology of narcissism, etc., will give you more informed choices and learn how to deal effectively. Number 6, develop assertive skills such as the examples I'm gonna tell you. One is end the conversation if you notice that the conversation is not moving forward. It's better to leave the conversation before you do anything that is out of character. Remember, the narcissists want chaos. So any reaction that they can get is like giving them gold. And if you are very affected, you are giving them more than gold. Maybe you're giving them platinum this time or diamond. Don't give them anything precious. B, if they are asking intrusive or crossing boundaries, making you uncomfortable, this is what you do. Skillfully avoid answering the question by changing the topics. Maintain your invisible mental barricade. Best topics that you can change it to are their interests. They love to talk about themselves. So that's one thing you could do. Avoid answering the question, change the topic, and talk about themselves, about them. Other example is, most of the time, calling out a narcissist or telling them they are a narcissist is useless. So don't even mention narcissism to them. Don't even tell them they're a narcissist. They are going to lash out or worse, punish you for exposing them. So don't even give them that opportunity. Sometimes you can do a minor matter-of-fact tone. You can call them out, but it's a matter-of-fact tone. For example, if they interrupted you while you're talking, you can just ask, direct to the point, why are you interrupting me? They may apologize to you and may listen. Other examples will help you by memorizing the tactics of the narcissist. That will really help a lot. Other things, remain silent when they are being used and end the conversation as soon as possible. This way you are less of a victim. Remember, you are not their therapist, no matter how good-hearted you are. So leave the fixing or helping to the professional. Tell yourself every time, even before saying something to the narcissist, I am not a psychiatrist. I am not a professional therapist. I am not a psychologist. And that will help you not reply to them. Okay? So more things you can do. Protect yourself from manipulation by enforcing firm boundaries. You are confident enough to draw a line when your boundary is crossed and to bring it up with others in your life. Don't let anyone cross your personal limit. Number 8, take the narcissist for who they are. Do not accept their unhealthy behaviors, but do not take it personal. Yes, this is hard for me in the beginning, but then when I went ahead and not took it personal, it was easier, believe me. Number 9, set consequences. If you let them slide too many times without acting, you may lose your respect. Number 10, don't expect too much so that you don't get frustrated. Train yourself not to expect any heart-to-heart, vulnerable discussions with narcissistic people because they lack empathy. They really can't give you empathy. That's the last thing. Even in their deathbed. 11, be direct, matter of fact, and address issues as they occur. I've mentioned some of them earlier. Do not address issues in the past, for it will not go anywhere with the narcissist. So this is like the live one. The matter of fact, the issue as they occur. Right away. Right away. That's what you do right away. As soon as it happens, so they know what's going on. Like, because if you say the past, they would not remember and you're gonna be in more problem. Narcissists hardly ever change, so you do not take their inappropriate behavior personally. Number 12. Always stay calm with dealing with a narcissist, including in response to narcissist tactics. Don't try to direct them nor expect them to see your point of view. Narcissists don't like to admit when they're wrong, so trying these things would just backfire. Number 13, create your own support system or safe sounding board, such as support group or trusted friends. Talking and venting with them could be healing and uplifting. Number 14, seek a counselor to further help how to problem solve and keep a healthy mental health, especially and much more if still living with one. Number 15, best option is to cut contact and leave them dealing with the narcissist. However, there are situations when you can't escape a narcissist, such as you still live in the same house, or they're your relatives, in-laws, your boss, or your co-worker, or they're a co-parent. For this situation, there is an alternative in setting boundaries, and it's recommended by relationship and mental health experts, and they call it gray rock method. So this gray rock method, it's a lot better than arguing, yelling, or defending yourself. Also known as gray walling or gray rocking, this strategy is thinking like you are a rock, being disengaged and unresponsive as possible. You are this immovable, impenetrable force who is disinterested. You keep your response limited in order for the narcissist to lose interest in manipulating you. It's trying not to be a source of the narcissistic supply. It's when you try to be boring and not reactive as much as possible to decrease the amount of provoking or emotional reactions. You are not giving the narcissist the reaction that they want, so they are no longer able to push buttons. All right. Note, it's very important you do not admit you're using this method or any other methods, as I mentioned earlier, to the narcissist, because it's gonna backfire. I have more examples here. You can also do avoiding eye contact, which narcissists themselves does a lot, because especially when they know that it affects you. Another thing is maintaining a flat tone in your communication, or responding with simple answers like yes, no, or I did not know that. There is also another thing that you can do when you're with other people that are nicer, not a narcissist, when you're with other people, so that you don't sound like you are the narcissist. They call it yellow rocking. You can't be a complete robot in other people, or for example children too, because you need to set as an example, so you still have to be pleasant. So this is how you respond. Instead of yes, no, or I did not know that, you will respond in a little bit more emotion, a little bit kindness, but still not giving anything. It's like gray rocking, but that's it. You're not giving any other end. Instead of yes or no or I did not know that, you say, oh wow, I didn't know. Thank you so much. See, that's nice, but you are still not giving information. Now, another method is soul distancing. This is a method from Dr. Ramani Durvasula, which you can use when you are unable to avoid the company of a narcissist around other people you are still in contact with. For example, you were divorced but not divorcing the whole family, especially the ones that were good to you and trustworthy. Same as, so are the family dinners, vacation festivals, blah, 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 that you can't just walk away from. While in the physical distancing, you distance yourself physically from other people. Like during the COVID, you physically distance because you don't want to get infected. In soul distancing, you are not allowing the narcissist to touch your soul. This is the soul distancing. So you are conversing, but you're not giving your soul. You do not let the narcissist know your vulnerabilities and even the good news. Share only usual stuff like the weather, etc., but do not hand your divine, beautiful, and vulnerable spirit. The narcissist did not respect you in the past, so never share the best part of yourself, your soul. Find the right spaces to share your vulnerabilities instead, where it will not be mocked, but rather supported by people that do the right things, such as a few but trusted, loyal friends, or during therapy with expert or a private support group. Be your own self-advocate to avoid conflicts and protect your precious, authentic self. So we're almost done. I know this is long. Now, if you're in a workplace and you're always with this narcissistic person, if the above strategies that I have mentioned, you can click on the summarize the video, and it will give you the summary. I really love it when they did that, and I appreciate whatever hard work I did when I do that, when they summarize my work. But anyway, so if the other things that I already mentioned doesn't work, despite everything, you exhausted everything, you also have consulted with your other resources, your supervisor, the HR, or a counselor, because this happened before to me. I went through all of this, but still it's not easing and not helping your situation. Sometimes it may be wise to make the decision to move on to an environment that's a better fit for you. Try to find another job. When you find another job, you can resign on this toxic environment. And I've done it before. Thank you so much for listening. I know this is a long one. And I'm not gonna say goodbye to narcissism because actually I have other things to share for the future, because I believe that many people needs this, because narcissistic people is around. I'm a narcissist too, but it's not full blown. I mean, everybody is a narcissist, but we have narcissists that are really real ones, full blown. Those are the dangerous ones. So this is happening anywhere you go, everywhere you are, this will happen. So if you can armor yourself, then it will help you and avoid being a victim. Imagine they get you depressed, blah blah blah, they decrease your self-worth. No, don't let anybody do that to you. So I will do another one for next time, and you can also read my previous uploads. Again, this is Andy from ACLLC. I'm a self-improvement channel, and I also want to go further that, so I also do home improvement. Anything that gets improved and makes me happy, I will do. Again, this is Andy, ANDE, from ACLLC. Thank you so much. Take care until then. Bye-bye.